Let's Make TV in the house. Once again. Goodness. Uh, we are experiencing some technical difficulties as we start the program. And we're going to need to get some coffee and some water. Let me get some coffee and water. Be right back. You're watching Let's Paint TV. Oh. Okay. So we are back again. Taking your calls at 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516. Get some coffee in me. Take your calls. Taking your calls here this afternoon, Friday, May 15th, I believe. Just a little after 11 o'clock. Well, we have our paints set up here, and so probably without further ado, I'll probably get some painting done here today, since I got not much just looking at the old, kind of interesting. Okay, we'll talk about that in a sec, I guess. All right. Zoom in, zoom out. There you go. Just looking at an old comic book magazine. The back, the prizes that you get for selling American seeds. The type, my goodness, I can barely read this now. That's probably, I'm at an age where I got to wear reading glasses. And I have to concentrate to even come close to seeing what is being said in this small ass type. But some interesting prizes. A pocket calculator. That's kind of interesting. A disguise kit. A CB receiver. Kodak pocket camera. croquet set, cassette tape recorder, .30 power telescope, bike speedometer, Magmatic camera, whatever that is, model rocket. Remember, rockets were big. I don't think I ever got one, but I remember seeing kids having them. Okay. 818-528-4516, Friday.
Yeah, so we take your calls, read the chats, come up with something for you here today on the program. Not a lot going on. Actually, it's kind of this kind of hit the fan, I got wind of it, and so I don't know if I got the wind, leftover wind, or have I got the very beginning of the wind. But this is a big deal, and that is the whole class, the first year class at USC, art, MFA, school class, they all dropped out, and kind of an there's you can look at there, you can check it out. You can just look that up if you want somewhere. I don't have it posted on my Facebook feed, but someone does. That's where I saw it. But that's going to make a lot of people. Well, it's interesting because it makes USC look, definitely has egg on its face, and the students who have valid reasons for dropping out, they have gotten stronger and banded together and have done something more than anything that could have been done by going to USC. Now, in the long run, they probably should still. I would advocate that they should still get their MFA, particularly if they want to teach. But that's all it's good for, really. And then if you're here in Los Angeles, it's next to impossible to teach. I knew that, but I still like the idea of having it just as a backup, and also it's fun. It's fun to. It's fun to hang out and meet new fellow like-minded souls and make art. That's the best part about it, really. But anyway. Yeah, they're going to have to clean up their act there at USC. It seemed like apparently it's the administration treating the art department basically differently than what it was treated just a year or so ago, literally. Namely, I think their biggest gripe was tuition, stipends for tuition and scholarship money being sort of taken away ultimately, and also TA-ships being sort of taken away. Not entirely, but basically they were apparently promised, if you will. At least they claim they were promised these certain things, and they have subsequently taken them away from them. So I think I mean, wow, all of them did it. Like the whole class. God, if I was in that group, I would be like, I don't know, I'm gonna stick it with it. I might have stayed, or it'd be interesting to hear them out, hear why they all decided to just say forget it. But yeah, USC. I've always been told that that's sort of a free ride of sorts. That you really don't have to pay for the tuition while you're there in the MFA program. I've always heard that, but I guess they're pulling it. They're taking it away. You know, Cooper Union in New York also has a similar. Well, it's a completely different story there, but Cooper Union was a free ride for everybody, and they have now, and that was part of the charter statement at Cooper Union, and they have now started to introduce money issues, tuition, and the students were protesting for that, against that. I don't know how that went down, but apparently I think they ended up starting to charge ultimately. So what are you going to do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. 818-528-4516. Watching a bird having some fun, hopping around, a little flying. Don't know what it's up to. It flew like about 10 inches. It flew. Oh man, it like flew about, I don't know, it just barely flew. It like flew, I'd say about 6 feet to the top of the water tank. And it was fascinating. Fascinating. Little things can be fascinating. All right, well that's it. That's the news for you today. That was like breaking news. I wish you get some of them on the program. Maybe we could maybe we can call them or something. Talk to them. Maybe they want to call in 818-528-4516. Maybe someone who went to USC and knows something about that would like to call in 818-528-4516. We could definitely like to hear you out on that. Otherwise, we'll just ponder the possibilities, and at some point pick up the brush. Pick up the brush, my friends. It is at least a respite from everything else. It's a good thing for some of us, maybe not all of us. And maybe sometimes it's too much of a good thing. So much of a good thing that you can't relate to regular life. That's always problematic. Obviously, we want to have some sort of a balance to navigate through this process. That would be a little more even keeled in some ways. Though the extremes can lead, obviously, to despair, but also when you incorporate that into creativity, it is actually quite fascinating. But obviously, a double-edged sword, catch-22. It is playing with fire. It is stupendous. Give us a call, 818-528-4516. Coffee's kicking in. And, well, without further ado, we'll probably just get to painting here. We painted John Tapley's portrait yesterday. And I still got a couple of more backlogs that I got to finish, and from the flower shop that I got to finish. And I guess I could at least get to that. Yeah, I could do that. Okay, so let me set that up here. It's a photograph. I'm working from some photographs, so it won't be impossible to get to, but we will be getting to it shortly once I exhaust all everything else. Once I look around enough, that bird is still flying. It's walking around. It's bouncing around. The bird is bouncing around, and then it's also flying barely, not much. It's a limited flight. Must be a baby bird or something, you know. Must be. It's like doing baby steps or something. Very, very interesting. Very fascinating. Nicholas, what's more in art news? Nicholas got some more art news coming for you here. Veteran Art Gallery in New York closes, citing unhealthy new art world. The value of art is now perceived as its monetary value, they say. Is now perceived as its yeah, I think I saw something about that. A veteran, not military veteran. Veteran Art Gallery. That would be a good name for a gallery that only had veterans. You could get a lot of press for that, you know. Call it Veteran Art Gallery, and it would just, you had to be a U.S. or a military veteran. We could open it up. You could be, you know, you could be a veteran from another country for that matter. Maybe we couldn't pull that one off because the patriotic aspect of it all wouldn't work. Say if you had an Iraqi war veteran, you know, from the Iraqi military under Saddam Hussein, showing their artwork at the Veteran Art Gallery in, in Tallahassee, Florida. It probably wouldn't go too well. But we could have branches. We could have satellite galleries across the world. All right, anyway, I don't think that's such a great idea, actually, now that I think about it. But it was an idea, nevertheless. Yeah, I read about that, Nicholas, about some gallery that I never heard of in New York, but it apparently was around for many years. And I guess, it must have had some sort of track record that it wasn't just a commercial art gallery, say selling, copies of Dali prints and Warhol, copies or something that you kind of wonder if it's shady or if you don't really think that these, it's commercialized. It's commercialized to a point where there's not much going on. So it must have been a legitimate gallery in the sense that it was showing, I guess, contemporary art. I'm not familiar with the gallery, but so they cited that they're concerned that the value of art is now perceived as a monetary value. Well, what are you going to do? I mean, that's the nature of the beast, in a sense. I don't think you're going to escape that problem. There is always a value to the work. So I'll tell you one thing though, and I point this out all the time, that the minute you start making art that's based when you're thinking of it as a commodity, I think that work loses its value in a different sense. Maybe it still retains the value in terms of the current sense of what people are willing to pay for it, but and maybe down in the future it still holds up, but I would clearly I've clearly seen that when you take the money out of the equation in the creation of art, you are better works of art are created. But it's not, it's not on a whole. It's not, none of this stuff I say is cut and dry. Nothing that I ever say makes total sense. Only applies at certain stages or periods of time. So there's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just the giant amoeba bouncing around. There's plenty of examples of stuff where it was, commissioned artwork that worked out just fine. That is considered a great artwork, whatever that means. I was the other night. I mentioned something on Facebook about making art as a commodity, and I kind of bitched and moaned about it, but we all are in some ways doing that. But I think in a fine art or a contemporary art sense, or whatever you want to call it, you're better off not worrying about that so much. But obviously you got to pay the bills. And I remember in art school, everyone always would complain about, well, where's the business side? We need to know the business. How are we going to make, we make all this art, but no one talks about how we're going to make any money at it. And that's valid, good question, but I think there's a reason for that, because you want to keep your options open, and you can see art can vary so many places. It can. All right, hey caller, what's going on?
Hey, what's up with Phthalo blue?
I don't know. What's up with phthalo?
What's up with ochre?
What's up with it? I don't
know. Maybe a little brown umber.
I don't know. You like those colors?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really, man.
Phthalo blue's a little much. I'll keep a little tube of it though, because sometimes I want to jazz up the or do something different to my ultramarine blue, but I don't really I don't use it much.
How about alizarin crimson?
Oh, I use that all the time.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah, alizarin crimson. My go-to colors are yellow ochre, ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, and phthalo green.
Could you suggest a really deep blue, or is that the one you use?
Ultramarine blue is my go-to blue for everything, but I don't know what kind of deep you're looking for, because you might want to add some purple to it, or you could add some alizarin crimson to it, just a teeny bit, and it might make it deeper maybe. Phthalo blue would also make it maybe darker or deeper, depending on what you mean by deeper.
Is there like an indigo or an azure in paint?
Sure. It might be titled that even. Indigo blue, maybe. There might be one like that, but you'd have to look at I'd have to check out various paint companies' color charts, but there could be. There's probably something that might fit that bill more so than straight up ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue is sort of I would say it's sort of a medium blue. I think they sometimes call it a warm blue as opposed to a cool, warm and cool colors. But I never.
I had another question for you. What do you think about house paint on a canvas?
Yeah, house paint on a canvas. You got to just be careful about how much of it. Maybe if you gop it on, it could get thick, and then if you're on a if the canvas is on just the stretcher, on stretcher bars, so it's like bouncing and stuff, it could crack. You'd almost have to just go with it and see. It's probably fine. Most artists kind of shy away from that, but then at the same time, a lot of street artists and people that don't have any money also, or just want to experiment, they'll use whatever paint's available. So house paint, enamel paint's great.
Maybe house paint might be better on like a hard canvas, like a board.
I would guess that it could be more so, only because it won't force the paint in terms of. Actually, a lot of times I've heard more than once people don't recommend the the stretcher bars because of the bounce, because over time there's too much shock caused onto the onto the paint that has dried already. But I don't mind. I'm not going to worry about it so much. But
hey, John, thanks for the info. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. And,
All right,
and
I'll-
let's paint.
all right, you got
Okay,
it.
Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks. I don't really. There's really. I'm not an expert, and there are people that are experts. And here's the other thing too about experts or people that are knowledgeable about all that stuff. You just want to forget about that stuff at times and just go for it, and not worry about the particulars always, or jump in. And maybe something does happen where what you did just within weeks or months, it just the paint peels right off, and obviously you don't want that to happen. And the general rule is you just want to avoid putting acrylic paint over oil paint. That's the real deal. There's really that's the main thing that people probably need to digest over any other ideas. And even then, it's probably not the end of the world. In fact, you probably could mix the two colors. You could probably mix oil and acrylic together and not have too much trouble in terms of the preservation of it in the future. I'm guessing, because you mixed it at the moment. Of course, the acrylic will dry, whereas the oil is still drying. Yeah, that could be a problem. But I think in a weird way it could because it's mixed. It's all mixed together. I don't know. It might crack actually. Be interesting to make a test. Anyway, you're watching Let's Paint TV. We're probably going to get to painting here once I set up my setup here. It's just not there yet. Checking some emails coming in. Need to drink some water. Okay, let's drink some water. Okay, I know what I need to do. I need to go back over here and get these pictures sent to me. Where are they? Oh, wait a second. Maybe they were sent. I believe I did not. I'll have to look where where they were sent. Daniel sent me some pictures. No, it's not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. Not. Okay, I don't think it's it. I think he sent it to me. Maybe in my emails. All right, let's take a look over an email section here. Maybe they're there. Photos, 3 small paintings. Very good. Okay, I got them. All right, they're right here. I've accessed my photos right before me. Now, if I do this, I can't really read what you guys are doing, but maybe that's all right. All right, let's see. What I know, I need a new window. Okay, let's get a new window. That's just another window that will solve the problems, and then we'll go open up Daniel's email. Dan. All right. Photos. Okay, let's do this one here. And then once I'm over there, I can possibly still read your chat. Okay. Why don't we move this around here just a tad bit smaller? And what I'll do is I'll get rid of the, will I get rid of the blue screen effect? I think so. How do I do that? Okay. Okay, let's go back. That's good. So that camera shot's working. Let me get some water. Okay, so I can read your chats and work on the painting before me. 818-528-4516. Okay, so take off these. Excuse me. There you go. All right. Oh. Whew. Okay. Ready to go here. Let's Paint TV. Let me get my gloves on here and we'll start moving some paint. This is another portrait of someone who has glasses, but this person also has a beard. And he has some paintbrushes coming out of his jacket. Should be fun to do. Okay. Let's turn on the fan, even though it's kind of cold. All right, there we go. There now. Okay. How's that camera shot? Is it good enough? Or do we need to make some adjustments? Zoom in. Let's zoom in more. Okay. Here we go. And action. Okay, let's put some paint down. See what happens. Kind of too dark. It's all right though. All right, so maybe I don't need that fan on me. All right, so then we need some more yellow ochre. Let's get some yellow ochre. I should clean my palette, but I'm not. Yellow ochre, I think that's what I'm short on. Maybe I need some blue later on. Okay, so then let's get a paper towel. And let's put some paint down here on the face. Gotta get some more red.
Let's put his beard in there. Do. Okay, let's get a little brush here. Yeah, let's get another little brush here. Excuse me. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Do. Okay, so let's go. Okay. Okay. All right, 214. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going today?
All right, good.
Oh, good. I was actually calling because it's nice to see you painting. I know you haven't been painting like a whole lot the past few days on the show, at least.
Yeah, I painted yesterday, but other than that, no, I haven't been painting much.
Yeah, I was the one that called and left a message on your voicemail, I think, over the weekend, because I was concerned about you because I think you're having some back pain.
Oh, right.
So are
All
you
right.
feeling better?
Yeah, it's working its way out. You know, I just got to stretch and all that stuff. So I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, no, back pain's horrible, so it can knock you down for a while.
Yeah.
Messes your mood, too.
Yeah, it kind of makes you depressed a little bit. At
Yeah,
least,
I know.
but you know,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
well, good. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Okay, yeah, thank you, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll let you get back to painting.
All right, thank you.
Okay, take care.
All right.
Okay,
Bye-bye. Yeah, I still got residual back pain, but it is considerably better. The crazy thing is, I feel like I didn't know how it occurred. That's the weird thing. A lot of times, so you get you get back pain, and you're like, oh, I know how this happened. I was lifting, bricks. cement cinder blocks, you know, and that's not the case. Sometimes painting things that are like from a photograph, it's you know, it's the whole issue of getting a likeness is can be overwhelming in some ways. You know, you're like, oh man, it's not looking like him. So that's where we are with this, but that's all right. That's all right. Just go with it. Just stay with it. We have the technology, and the technology says, "Hang in there. Hang in there, buddy." All right, let's see if we can put some paintbrushes in here. I guess that's what he wants. I don't know. What the heck? Not really understanding that. But we'll put some paintbrushes there. These are paintbrushes coming out of the neck. It's a strange, unusual. Let's get this light hitting the brushes. I know these are brushes, but I don't think anybody will ever know that these are brushes. But that's all right. It is what it is. Okay, so we'll just put a little JK there for just kidding. Just kidding. Let me just fix that a little more. The little metal brush. Okay. Okay, this is one of 3. So let's get to the other ones here. One down. Let's put this over here somewhere. I'll put you here. One. Let's get another one. Doing some painting here, guys. Let's paint TV. Okay, let's paint the art acupuncture. Yes, it does look like that, doesn't it? Okay, this one is this one. What I'll do is, this is kind of beat up. Which one should I use? Let's see. Well, this one doesn't look like it has enough paint on it. This one has the paint, but I just need to cut it, trim it back a little bit. There. Okay. That's good. All right, so we're ready to go for the next one. And I will work on this one. Okay, so then we got to find. Put you there. You're going to be next. Let me get some more water. All right, so the next one is this one. Okay. All right, now this is 2 people in the painting. Kind of has a darker background. All right, so let's. One, and then stay there, buddy. Stay there. And then you're here. Come on, buddy. Stay there. Don't be shaking me up. Okay, that's good. Give it a little purple shirt. I don't make a good purple, I gotta say. My purples are not, people complain. They're like, that's not purple. That's because people are so used to seeing that purple from, they get all, it's like that diacysine purple, or whatever, however you pronounce it. People, they get a whiff of that, and it's like crack cocaine for them. They get addicted to that. They can't make a purple without that. You know, it's sad. Just kidding. All right. But I could use some purple if I wanted it to be more purpley, which maybe I don't care. It's not so important. Okay, so let's work the background. And there's a painting in the background. Kind of need to get rid of that, but that's going to be a problem because it's going to move a whole bunch. Let's put some white up there. Get this part, finish this part first. Close it off. Okay. Close it back down. Finish the background. Okay. Now the background has a painting in there. This is 2 paintings for the price of 1. Got some red in it. Okay, so we kind of have the background. Let me just, it's kind of an atmospheric painting. Actually, it's interesting to see these paintings and then kind of possibly, you know, you're now doing your own rendition of the painting your own way. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. Okay, that's about all we need. It's a suggestion. Now let me get the face going on here. Two faces. Stick around, we're going to be painting a dog next on Let's Paint TV. All right, here we go. There's a face. Work the face. Trying to smash the paint around to our liking. And it's coming along. Okay, so let's go to a smaller brush. I'm always amazed that I can make use of the paint that I have on my palette when it basically looks like crap. It looks like I should get rid of all this paint because it ain't necessarily working as well as I want it to. Some hair. Both have glasses. I think painting people with glasses is kind of makes my job easier for some reason. I don't know why. Is that a known? Is that a common thing for people to think that it's easier? I guess in beards too, it makes things easier to paint or to get a likeness, because I guess when you're wearing a beard or glasses, it really, but
But how do you differentiate your beard, your glasses from someone else's beard and glasses? I'm not really sure how that all goes down. Now this is the same guy, but it looks like his beard has been trimmed considerably from the other one we were working on. Let's put some glasses in here. I think the glasses help frame everything so you can kind of have a good sense of where everything is supposed to be. That's right, I'm painting a dog next. Stay tuned. Oh, that's a great idea, Laura. I should paint a dog wearing my suit. Now, having said it's easier to paint these people with because they're wearing glasses and a beard, as usual, as a lot of times things happen, you think you got it, it's easy, and it gets hard. It got difficult somehow, you know. Okay, let's put some highlights. She's got blonde hair, so let's work that out. Her eyes are too big. She ain't smiling enough. She needs some cheeks, rosy cheeks. I can get the cheeks. Almost there, I believe. And then we'll get to the dog. Let's get to the dog next. What am I needing here? Let's some highlights maybe? The nose, the nose. Smiley face. Come on, let's get some smiley faces. There. Now they're both smiling. Collar could be a little higher. Let's fix the collar. Okay, one more move and we'll be done, and we'll go on to the dog here. We are going overtime because we want to finish these paintings. Okay, let's sign it. JK, just kidding. Okay. There's another one. Now let's go to the dog. Let's paint the dog. Dogs are fun to paint. Let's do that. Let's do that next. On Let's Paint TV. I'm gonna take a little break. Let me see, I lost oh here, I lost you too. Where are you guys? Okay. Take a little pee break. I'll be right back. You're watching Let's Paint TV. We're going a little longer than usual. Give me a couple of minutes and I'll be right back. We're gonna paint a dog next. Oh, that's a sweet dog. Okay.
Okay, we're back. All right, let's paint a dog. Let's paint this dog. All right, here we go. Okay, so kind of just using leftover paint. Not always advisable to do, but sometimes it's good to work with paint and colors that are not really what you are looking at and needing. It adds to the battle, and then you can later on make it work for you. All right, we're basically done. Okay, let's get some fresh paint now. Some fresh white. That white's all dirtied up, so let's get some fresh white. This is a white dog, so let's put some white paint down here. Okay. Now, before we go ahead and put more white paint on the dog, well, let's work some shadows and darks and get the little nose and all that. Okay, so he's got an eye here. He's got an eye there. He's got a big nose here. Okay. He's got his collar. This area is white. This area is kind of dark. These are some ears. That's another ear. Let's stay with the darks. Okay, so then he goes down here lower, basically. This eye's a little lower. A little lower, I think. Okay, so let's wipe away some of this stuff, I guess, that I don't think knock some of it off. Okay, so now let's come back in with our whites again. Figure that out. Let's make this dark. Okay. What do we do next? Okay, let's do the mouth. Let's do the mouth.
Okay, let's go back to the nose. Nose kind of goes to the top of the mouth. He looks like a kind of a mutt of a dog. I kind of see various dogs in this, breed. It's not a, I don't think it's a particular breed of a dog. It's kind of a mix of a few different dogs. Got a little pit bull in him, I think. Looks like a really sweet dog. I'll just tell you that right there. I could only imagine that he or she is just that, an adorable dog. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of some of that up there, I guess. Don't have to, but might as well get rid of it. Sometimes that stuff is good to have, and well, I got rid of it. What can I say? Okay, so let's go back to some white highlights. That's our next step here. Smaller brush. Let's get some teeth. It's got these teeth that you see. So he's got some healthy gums. I don't know if they're healthy. Let's make this darker in here. I can't tell what that nose is doing, so I'm not gonna bother making a decision on what that is. Smaller brush, some white highlights here and there.
Well, this is just about done, my friends. Let me just fix the eyeball. That kind of does the job. I'd say that's about it. That's about it. Give him a little twinkle on that other eye. Yeah. Okay. So now we just sign it. We'll post these up on Instagram and Facebook. If you're not on Facebook or Instagram, well, you can find me there. And you can do that. My call letters are Let's Paint TV. Let's Paint TV. Go to letspainttv.com for more information where you can buy paintings, t-shirts, and you can also help support the program by going to patreon.com/letspainttv, and I'll give you the link there too for that. Also, let's see, where are we? Thanks again here. Have a great weekend, guys. If you happen to be at the Beverly Hills Art Fair, I will be there this weekend trying to peddle my wares. And there you go. There it is. Support Let's Paint TV as little as $1 a month. Go to patreon.com/letspainttv. Otherwise, go to letspainttv.com. And we have the links there also where you can buy paintings too. And also I have the Patreon link there too. So letspainttv.com. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.